Today we'll be doing something different today. Behold. This is VROV pilot. And you play as a little ROV exploring Titanic shipwreck. Before I start, ever since the 97 camera came out, I was so obsessed with it. I even have a Lego set upstairs sitting on my toy box. But anyway, here we go. So, first and foremost, this is a huge shout out to Magellan, who has mapped out the shipwreck, has gone over it numerous times. But this is how she looks on the seafloor today. Look how her bow is just gone up straight to the anchors in the mud. This here is what's used to lift that anchor. So, as you can see, this anchor derrick or anchor davit is supposed to be facing toward the bridge, but it's actually, when it hit the ocean floor, the hydrodynamic forces blew off the number 1 cargo hatch and flipped it 180 degrees, facing the opposite direction. Now, the things you see here where the anchor chain is, those are capstans. Basically, it's a little rotating disc that helps a ship stay in port, and those are in fact still intact on the wreck today. Anyway, let's go over here. Shall we? Oh yeah, there's nothing left of the bridge. As you can see, the bridge was basically made of timber, and that bridge has basically rotted away. But if you look over here, when she eventually hit the sea floor, it blew out her shell plating on her starboard side, actually port side, sorry. As you can see, the shell plating has just been blown out. As you can see inside the decks here. And you can actually see visible iceberg damage on the ship today. Down on the ocean floor where she is, 2.5 miles down. Right there. I want to get down as low as I can get. Right there. There is where she was opened up. Let's get a little closer to this ship so you can actually see the fatal wound that brought her down. There's the fatal iceberg blow. Right where that cursor is. Oh yeah, that is a wall of steel. But yes, this right here is the iceberg damage that brought her down. And Boiler Room 6 is actually behind this shelter. Okay, let's go up this wall of steel. And this is very interesting too. You can actually see the portholes. Some of them are actually still shut. You can see some of them are still shut, some of them are just busted out. Because this is where she came to rest at 2:30 in the morning on April 15th, 1912. She began 2.5 miles down. See right here, right here is the A-deck promenade. Now, the difference between Olympic and Titanic is Titanic had these A-deck promenade screens that told her different from her sister. And Mike Brady, if you're watching, you missed the iceberg damage on the port side, or the starboard side, on her right-hand side, really. But yeah, there is nothing left of the bridge. You can actually make out this is her starboard side wingstand. And her bridge actually sat right here. And I'm surprised that one of her Welland davits are still intact. This is one of her starboard side Welland davits. And you should see this is the crow's nest. This is the mast. The crow's nest sat right here. And that's where Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee sat, looking out as they saw the iceberg come into view. Here's her A-deck windows. You can see most of her screen here's gone. The starboard side's still intact, but we're going to go ahead and come out this way. Most of the starboard side screen is gone. Because you can see the arch that comes straight up. And here is her port side Welland davit, lifeboat davit. This is where the cutter lifeboat was. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to switch over to my other headset. Alright, so this is one of the other Welland quarter davits. Right here. Of course, it's been broken off its mount and flying over onto the officers' quarters. I use all the mustard? No. Sorry, guys. I've been interrupted. So, here is what I like right here. This is the ship's wheel. Where the wheelhouse sat. That's where the ship's wheel sat, and that's where Quartermaster Hitchens had to make the evasive maneuver to get away out of the iceberg. And we're gonna come up this way. And Captain Smith's quarters are actually on the opposite side. This is where the #1 funnel sat. You can actually look down, but they've actually mapped out the top portion of Titanic. And right here is the Marconi wireless ring, because the Marconi system sat right here. And here is where the grand staircase once was. And we're gonna go into where we're gonna go in here. We're gonna stop right here. Oh! There's a lamp! There's another one. I wonder where the clock is. There's the clock right there. This is the boat deck portion of the first class grand staircase. There's one of her lamps, and I think that's the iconic one that is in most famous dives. Alright, let's go ahead and head up. And over here is the ship's gymnasium, which of course is just collapsed on top of itself. But there's another davit that's just sitting there. And shout out to Magellan, they've actually done a pretty good job on this.
Really?
That's one of Titanic's electric winches. Yep, that's one of her winches. Sits, and there's Captain Smith's quarters right there. This is actually... Yep, this is Captain Smith's quarters right here, because his tub would have been right here. I want to take a look at the A-deck screening. Oh yeah. Yep, that A-deck screen is just collapsed on top of the B-deck. Yeah, that's basically just collapsed on top of itself, because if you notice, there's like a little V break here. That should be one whole unit, and basically that's just V broke down that middle. But yeah, all the A deck is collapsed on top of B deck. boat deck is collapsed onto A deck, which the top of it's on top of B deck. You got C deck. This is D deck right here. And there's in the big piece that they recently brought up. It's actually on display at, I think, the Titanic exhibit in Vegas. So we're gonna come on over to the port side. Oh yeah, one of her ventilation ducts has just completely just been eaten away by the rusticles that have formed on her. And it's kind of gotten worse over here on the port side. As you can see, one of her davits is still has been broken off. Yeah, that's where this number 2 funnel was. Yeah, it's way worse on this side because all of the A deck promenade roofing has just collapsed on top of the B deck. And there it is. The first class gangway door to the reception room. I want to see if we can see inside of it. There's another, that's one of the other ones. Basically, Titanic had, I believe, 2 or maybe 4. But yeah, this is where one of them actually sat. And there's a famous photo by a preacher boarding the Titanic from this door right here. I just want to try and replicate it. Yep. Kind of right here. Yeah, right here. This is the photo Father Brown took as he boarded Titanic on her B-deck entrance. Father Francis Brown took this photo right here. And there's actually another photo. I want to replicate it on the starboard side of Titanic, where they're looking at the two port side gangway doors. Those doors were on D-deck. Alright, let's go ahead and flip around. Back her up. And I would have to sit in right here. This is where the lifeboats actually sat. Let's go more down. Let's find the D-deck gangway doors. And there they are. Let's see if we can try to replicate this photo. I like how they had the heading at the top. That's kind of cool. It was actually kind of at a distance. D-deck doors right there. About let's go ahead a little bit closer. So that would have been right about there. Because her lifeboats line the deck, so you can actually map out where the rest of the ship would have gone. Huge shout out to Magellan. They did a really phenomenal job on this game, because what they did is they mapped out all the ocean floor, wreck, bow, stern included. I first heard about this game by Ocean Liner Designs. So we're going aft to where she broke up. As you can see, it's just basically when she broke apart, it just when she hit the ocean floor, it just pancaked the decks. It just pancaked the decks down, like you can see. There's a piece there. And truth be told, she's been under the ocean for it'd be 114 years this year. So this is where her double-ended boilers are. And this would have been about boiler room 4, maybe 3. This boiler room 5 would have manned, actually this is boiler room 2. So basically, funnel 1 was manned by boiler room 6 and 5. Funnel 2 had boiler rooms 4 and 3, so this would have been boiler room 3. And the dining saloon, of course, is probably not there because it's been squashed flat. But yeah, basically, it was about a Titanic was basically probably about at a 20 to 25 degree angle before she split in two. And what's really neat is Titanic had 4 compasses. Her main compass, which was mainly accurate, I believe sat here. Let's take a look. So Titanic split that compass. There's a sheet metal for it. There it is. There's Titanic's compass. As you can see, it's just been ripped off its mount. Because this isn't the part of the deck. That is part of the deck. Never mind. Because her compass actually sat right here, in front of this. Another winch. And so we have another winch here, which sat in front of it. Her compass would have sat right here, where this hole is. And I want to replicate another photo. Let's go up. So this is where her number 2 funnel sat. As you can see, the funnel casing has been warped. Yeah, this is where the first class grand staircase was, and the top of the boat deck has just collapsed on top of it. This is where her Marconi wireless room is. I said that earlier because you can actually see where the telegraph, the Marconi wireless system actually mounted up to here. This is where I am at, is actually the officer's quarters. I want to try and locate this photo here. Titanic here. Be right about here. about here. Right about here. So you see mass would have been right about there. Mass would have been straight up. And I want to replicate one more. Find this one where it's actually in front of the mast. Find it by watching sides. So, right where I'm at is actually where the photo I had was taken. But yeah, basically the wing islands are gone, the bridge is gone, the most iconic telemotor is just gone. And this is where the mast actually came crashing down. I want to replicate one more photo of one guy looking up Captain Smith for voyage. Seafloor. Right about there. there. Is where that iconic photo was of a guy looking up Captain Smith. And that, yeah, the bulkheads are gone. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys get, like I say, if you aren't new to the channel, you haven't subscribed already, please take a moment to subscribe to that, or just subscribe now. Take care. See ya.